How we describe an object has a lot to do with our perspective, what we actually see. Our perspective is influenced by the shape of the object itself. So our current viewing plane, what we are looking at, allows us to describe a certain amount of information about an object. Objects can be described in a single term, two terms, or three terms. Let's take, for example, this basketball. A basketball can be described in a single term, diameter. The reason for this is that the height of this ball, the width of this ball, and the depth of this ball are all the same because it's a sphere. A standing telephone pole can be described as having diameter and height, two terms. However, if the telephone pole were lying down, it could be described as having diameter and length. And a hockey puck could be described in two terms as well, as having diameter and having thickness. Now, typically we would describe the height of the part as that very thing, height. But when the height of a part is small relative to the rest of the part, we often refer to that as thickness. Although some of the parts that we manufacture in the machine shop and some of the features on those parts can be described in two terms and perhaps in some cases a single term. For the most part, when we manufacture a product, it needs to be described on a print in three terms: length, width, and height, or width, depth, and height. For the purposes of simplicity in these training videos, we are going to refer to all distances left to right as being width, all distances front to back as being depth, and all vertical distances as being height, and in some cases thickness, as we described before. So by way of review, we know that when we need to describe a part on a print to be manufactured, we can do so in some cases in a single term, diameter. In other cases, two terms are required, diameter and height, or diameter and length. But in most cases, when describing a part to be manufactured, we would do so in three terms, that being width, depth, and height, and sometimes height is described as thickness.